Hi everybody, another message off of Facebook. This one might be a little longer because honestly I feel bad about this one. This person had been trying to get in contact with me for a while and we just never could never line up our times because she was in London, now France, so I'm going to take my time with this one because this is a series of messages she had sent me. Hi Ollie, hope you're doing well in the Miami sun. It's raining here in London. Thank you so much for your videos. I am watching them every day as they help me feel validated. It is really hard for me to live my life while I am feeling this angry. And that's the problem for most of us is that anger. What do you do with it? It's devastating. As you said, I need to be softer on myself and accept that I will be angry for a while. And that anger is what makes me get stronger in my boundaries. I am almost no contact as I'm trying to get my stuff back from my narc mom and narc sister. Money that is mine and two nice watches. I am managing to get my stuff back by involving people that they are impressed with. My music lawyer who manages Lana Del Rey because they want to look good. How sad I am playing hardball with them now. Right. I'm glad you're able to get your stuff back, but sometimes you just got to take a loss and walk away from it and write it off for your freedom. But if you are able to do it without dealing with them directly, then I would suggest that's the way you do it. I moved to London from France to get away from them, and they decided to move here too. Every idea my mom says is hers, and my sister has always befriended the siblings or cousins of my friends. Hold on, I'm sorry. Every idea I have, my mom says is hers, and my sister has always befriended the siblings or cousins of my friends, even the sister of my fiance 2 years ago. And she says it's just a coincidence. Right. Now, this is something my wife goes through with her mother and her family. You know, her mother would make fun of anything my wife would get involved with, whether it was her makeup or her clothes or whatever. And then a week later, her mother would be doing the exact same thing. And then you call her on it, and she said, "Oh, that's my idea. That was always me. That wasn't you. That was me." That is the same typical thing where I talked about how the narcissist will assume your identity in an older video, where it's really about my wife's dealings with her mother. There is a type of narcissist that will put you down for what you do, and then completely assume everything you do in your identity. And the same deal, other people, friends that had screwed her over in her life, exes, they all befriended them. Her mother, her brothers befriend them on Facebook, you know, liking each other's photos, making comments, people that they know have screwed over my wife, but they do it time and time again. And then when you call them on, it's like, what? What? They were my friend too. They were my friend too. Bullshit. Bullshit. You didn't start hanging out with them until after they screwed with me. You wouldn't even know these people if it wasn't for me. This is something that's quite common that happens with my wife. Things like, especially her younger brother, would make fun of her over and berate her over. Now he does himself, basically assumed her whole life on her. And, meanwhile, she's the black sheep. My mom has no friends and is feeding off her children. Neither does her mom. No friends whatsoever in her mid-50s. She can't hold a friendship, can't maintain it. People run from her. Yet she wants to hang out with girls half her age, who she's old enough to be their mother, literally. And, then she acts like it's all cool. My two sisters do all her dirty laundry, legal work and house decoration. She has brainwashed them into believing that family is everything and that I don't have any family values. Well, I talked about that in my last video. There is no such thing as the good of the family. The good of the family altar is an evil altar. Stay away from it. Anyway, there's so much to say. As you said, the more I am farther from her or speaking with her less and less. The last time was Christmas. The more clarity I get and the angrier I become. And that's what happens, is you're able to separate yourself and start to see things what they are and get that clarity. you get that anger, and it's anger at them, it's anger at yourself for letting it happen, and it's anger at the overall situations. Like, how did I get to this spot in my life because of these people, and why didn't I see it? But at least it's clear in my mind now, not a fog. And that makes the toxic shame that comes from abuse not as destructive. Lord. I hope I'm not being a pain. I'm just having a rough time, to be honest. And it would be so grateful if you took time to speak with me. And this is what I was talking about. I was trying to get in contact, but the time differences, it just never lined up. I thought of you. I thought of you yesterday as I read a book about anger. It has that had two positive. One, anger pushes away toxic shame. Realizing your anger towards your abusers will help you stop blaming yourself, and that's absolutely true. Anger also helps in the separation and validation process, and that's true as well. And I'm also having a really hard time at the moment with self-sabotaging with work when I have so many opportunities. I promise I will repay you in some way as a thank you. Maybe internet PR someday or something. And that's another thing. Again, it comes into when we start, this anger and this abuse leads us to self-sabotage. You know, obviously, if you have a music agent, you have another person who has musical talent who self-sabotages themselves, okay, on their own from their own success. And why? Because of the narcissistic abuse that they dealt with. It's a problem I have. It's a problem I actually have with this channel. You know, it's so detrimental. Another quick question. Obviously, you can use this as a video idea without naming me, LOL. I have been angry for a year now because of my from abuse from my mom. Do you think anger is also a defense mechanism not to reach sadness or despair, which is a phase of the grief process along with anger? I think I'm better with angrier than sadness and seeing all the loss. Maybe my anger is defending me from going into the pain. I think your anger is pain. Look, I think anger and pain and emotional pain are, it comes from the same source. So whether you're depressed or angry, to me, it's basically two sides of the same emotional coin. Anger and depression it's coming from the same place. So whether you're angry or you're depressed, you're still stuck in a stage, because you can that coin flips back and forth. You go from angry to depressed, to angry to depressed, to angry to depressed. Am I angry or am I depressed? Am I angry? You're both. You're both. My mom made sure I wouldn't speak to my dad and lied about him, but he never tried to get in contact because my mom broke him. And that's what happens a lot of times in divorce as well. The alienated parent doesn't know what to do. They don't know what to say. You've been told certain amount of things about your dad, so it makes it a difficult situation. I think I'm going to reach out to him now that I am no contact. No contact with my mother, I mean. This means I'm so sad that because of my narc sister, I never had a dad. How dare she use me to punish him? And that's what and that's what happens during divorces with narcissists. They use one child against the other. They use the child to punish, the alienated parent. And look who suffers in the end. You do. You do. So anybody who's gone through that divorce kind of abuse themselves as a child, or is dealing with a spouse, or even if you're watching this and you're the one who's doing it, you're only hurting your child. Because look at this girl. This girl is a talented girl. She has a music agent, okay? And look at the pain and anger and despair it causes by doing these things, okay? You are only hurting your child, and you're destroying their future, and you're destroying their ability to adjust, and you're destroying their ability to succeed. My mom did exactly what your daughter's mom is doing. My dad is trying his best to see us, but I think the more he tried, the more my mom would be in the middle. I would be more in the forefront of the battle. Exactly, because when you're fighting to see your children, the harder they fight and the worse they get. It is an untenable situation. It is a heart-wrenching situation, and it destroys you. After he stopped trying so hard, my mom gave me a bit of a breather, as I was no use. You're just being used as a tool to hurt your father, which is so disgusting. Which is so disgusting. And I really wish the family courts in this country, and I know the UK and France, it's the same shit in Australia. These family courts are out of control and they are unaccountable to these narcissistic abusers who alienate the other parent. Maybe the more you try for now, the more they will be on her case. Maybe what my dad tried to do is taking us off the hook till we were old enough to think, which is what I tried to do with my daughter. It's like, I knew this was hurting her. Let me back off because it's only going to hurt her in the end. Even though my absence and your dad's absence, like having the absence of the other parent, the other loving parent, is so detrimental and so destructive, but it's better than the fighting. It's better than the fighting. I wish though What I wish though is that he would have come to me at 18 and told me, you're not the crazy one, she is. I would have had him as support and validation. He probably didn't know what was going on. Probably had no idea this was happening to you. He had no idea how you felt. He probably thought you hated him. He probably thought you hated him because he probably knows your mother better than anybody. He knows what she's capable of. He knows what she's doing. So in his mind, and the fear a lot of us have, is that our children are going to hate us. So don't blame him for that. Fingers crossed that is what will happen with you. Thanks again for your videos. Everything was unclear until I listened to your story. I messaged my dad, but never had an answer. Sorry about that. Keep trying. Keep trying. And what we have here is a typical story, a wide range of narcissistic tactics that she's dealing with. A talented girl, a very attractive girl, based on her Facebook photo. A girl who shouldn't be feeling the way she is, but because of a narcissistic, abusive mother and a couple of enabling sisters, look at the situation she's in. Estranged from her dad, who fought hard to try to see her, but eventually had to give up. Father probably doesn't even know if she likes him or doesn't, or this is horrible. This is really, really horrible. And you're battling with, am I angry? Am I depressed? It doesn't matter. Anger and depression are two sides of the same narcissistic coin. Try to remember that. It doesn't matter if you're angry or depressed or what stage you're in, until you can either get past both those emotions or deal with both those emotions. You're going to be kind of stuck, and that might take a while. You might keep flipping that coin, and flipping that coin for a while. Okay, but eventually you're going to see the light and come out the other side. So I'm sorry it took me so long to actually address this. I'm sorry we haven't been able to match our schedules, being that we have an ocean sitting between us. But thank you for your story. Thank you for being persistent, trying to talk to me. But again, like, I get so many of the messages, they just fall in, and I get so many, and it just becomes a pain. But thank you, and I hope this helped anybody else who watched. And if you do enjoy this channel, please consider making a contribution to the GoFundMe link in the description box below. Again, if you want your story read and you do make a contribution, you go right to the top of the list now, and I'll immediately make a video. This will be my last video for today. I'm going to try to keep my videos down to 5 a day now. I think that's a decent number, and we'll see what happens. This is Ollie Matthews. Thank you all again for watching, and I'll see you all again shortly.